Good morning, friends. It's Christine from Christine's Stamping Spot. Thank you for joining me today for this Mystery Monday video. I know that yesterday was the first official day of spring, but you would never know it if you lived in northern Alberta. We had a dump of snow yesterday. But thankfully, I think it should melt a little bit, but nonetheless, it was a bit of a surprise when we woke up in the morning. So let's hope that that was the end of it. So today we are going to make a very simple card, going to come together really quick using this Amazing Silhouettes stamp set. And you can find that in the mini. It's on page 40 and it does come as a bundle with some dies. Now, we're not going to use the dies today. We're just going to use the stamp set. And I've been meaning to try this for a little bit, so we're going to give it a go. So the image we're going to use is this tree right here. So the card we are going to make is this one. Very simple, very, plain. Makes for a good masculine card as well, because I know quite often we're always searching for masculine ideas. So this is a good one for that. So let's get started and I'll show you what pieces we're going to use. So we're going to start with a base at, our orientation is going to be a little bit different. This is 11 by 4 1/4 of soft succulent. So I will post these measurements. And our orientation will be a little bit different. Instead of going sideways, we're going to go up and down like this instead of this way today. Okay, so that will be our base. And then we have a piece of basic white, which we're going to put on as a layer. And we'll put that right on top here. And then we're going to pull out a piece of designer paper. Now, I don't know if you can guess which pack this is from, but surprisingly, it's from the Pansy Petals designer series paper, which is our annual catalog. So this is just the reverse of this one pattern. It had some really nice green stripes and it has some of that soft succulent in there as well. So we're going to add a bit of ribbon to this before we stick it on the white. So for that, I'm going to pull out this beautiful soft succulent satin ribbon. Very gorgeous. I wish it actually came in some other colors, but alas, it has not, but it's very, very beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I just put some adhesive in the middle on the back, and we're just going to sort of center this, just eyeball it. If it's not quite centered, that's fine too. It can be a little bit up or down depending on your preference. So we're just going to tack this down, give that a little snip. And then we can attach that on top of our basic white. So it does come together, like I said, very quickly. And you could use different colors. I mean, you don't have to use the soft succulent. You could do this in many, many different colors. We have lots of different colors, even different in colors of ribbon we could use. Okay, so that's sort of our base. So now we're going to do some stamping, and we're going to stamp our tree. Now this is how big this tree image is. I did use my largest block, and so we're going to ink this up with soft succulent ink, and I'm just going to do this upside down. Because it is rather large. Make sure I get that inked as best I can. Okay, so I'm going to line this up just on my grid paper to make sure that's straight. And excuse my head here. Maybe I'll just move this down a little bit. Okay, so we're going to try to center this and see what we get, and try not to drop this block because it's a little bit heavy. Okay, let's try to center this trunk. I think on my sample it's a little bit off. It's a a little bit crooked on my sample. Looks like my tree is leaning a little bit, but we'll see what happens here. Oh, this one's sword. Well, it's not too bad actually. I think I'm gonna go with that. The trunk looks like it's pretty straight, and that's the beautiful sort of reversed image you get with this stamp. I think it's really, really pretty, really nice. Okay, so we're gonna stick this on top of our base here. We're not gonna really do too much more to it. And we're just going to put this on top. Now this designer paper has some stripes, so if it's cut fairly evenly, it makes it a little bit easier to line up. So this tree goes on fairly straight. Okay, and for our greeting, I did this ahead of time. So this greeting is actually from the Peaceful Moments set. This has been around for a little bit. It's in our large catalog, but it has greetings for many, many occasions. So I just used the happy birthday. And I cut this out with one of our stitched rectangle dies. And the one I used was this little square one here. I didn't want to use something really long with a longer image because I didn't want to cover up all of my tree. I just sort of wanted something in this bottom corner. So this one worked really well with that stamp. So I did that also in soft succulent ink on the basic white and cut it out with that rectangle. And then I'm just going to mount it on a piece of soft succulent that I cut by hand. And then we'll pop this up with a few dimensionals. So I'm kind of at the end of my paper, as you can see, but all of these pieces on these sheets are usable. Make sure you use all of them up because they work just as well as the little circle pieces that you get. So really, really good to use those as well. So we're just going to stick this kind of the bottom corner, a little bit of that DSP showing like so. Okay, and the last thing, because I thought, okay, maybe we should put just a teeny bit of bling. So we're going to use these Genial Gems. And I thought these were super because these are sort of like a soft succulent shade, and these have a little bit more of a yellow gold tinge to them. So I still have some extra ones in my old package here, so let's use those. And you can put as many or as few, or if you don't want to put any, that's okay too. I think I might, let's see, I'll put one here. Switch up, or if you just want to use the one color of them, you could certainly do that. That works as well. I'll put one over here. And maybe, 3 or 4. What do I want? Maybe I'll just put this one here. And maybe I should do one more because it looks a little off balance, doesn't it? Okay, let's stick one up here. We'll just do 4. That'll be fine. And there is your card. Now, was that not just really fast and simple? A great stamp to use if you want something really quick, if you need one on the go that you haven't prepared. Use it for various occasions. This was happy birthday, but I think it would also make a nice sympathy card, a thinking of you card, a get well card, just hi, it's me, it's a note card. I think that would be good for a number of occasions. So I also made another sample using the butterflies in this stamp set, and it turned out like this. Very simple again. All I did was I used a Misty Moonlight base and I inked up my butterfly 3 times. So I did it once in Misty Moonlight, I cleaned my stamp, then I stamped it again in Bumblebee, cleaned my stamp, and then stamped it again in Soft Succulent. And then I just put in Have a Beautiful Day, and that was actually from the very first size set, which is a beautiful vintage set. So they had this little teeny greeting in there that I thought was really appropriate. And then this ribbon, if you don't recognize it, this is actually our denim ribbon, I believe, our jean denim ribbon. Very soft, so this would also look good on masculine cards and things as well. So that is one that you might want to take a look at. And then the gems were just the iridescent gems that we have in the mini right now too. And this DSP, believe it or not, is also from that Pansy Petals designer paper. So you can just kind of work with your colors. You could stamp them in different colors. You could stamp the butterflies all over this white piece if you didn't want to add ribbon or anything, or you could still add ribbon after. And that is just another take on the Amazing Silhouette stamp set. So I do still have my March host code in effect. It is HNXA7ZGS, and you're welcome to use that at checkout on my website at christineludwig.stampinup.net. And you can also follow me on my Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube channel, all known as Christine Stamping Spot. And if you happen to be on my YouTube channel, I'd love it if you would subscribe to it. It's free, and there are a number of different videos and resources on there as well. So I hope you enjoyed that project today, and you have a great rest of the week. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.